Hi everyone, so happy Thanksgiving, a day early. I basically wanted to throw a quick video together for you of one of my favorite side dishes we have every Thanksgiving. It's my grandmother's vegetable casserole. She taught me this. It is super easy. The only thing that takes time is the baking, and trust me, it is torture. So follow the recipe to a T. Like I said, it's very, very simple. You basically only need, I think it's like 5 ingredients. It's vegetables, sour cream, cream of mushroom soup, Monterey Jack shredded cheese, and French fried onions, and that is it. So try it, enjoy it. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. Again, my camera and the sunlight in the back and my hair is a hot mess today because I really don't care. So I will talk to you guys soon. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your holiday. Please be safe, and please enjoy all the time with your friends and family. Bye! Okay, to start this dish, what you want to do is get a bag of broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots in your freezer section of your store. And you want these vegetables to be defrosted, so if they're not defrosted, throw them in the microwave for about a minute less than what the package recommends, because you don't want it to be completely cooked through. And make sure you get every last bit of vegetable from the bag into your bowl. Okay, so next you're going to need your sour cream, and for this I'm using light sour cream, but you can use regular, it doesn't really matter. You want about a cup of the sour cream, which is about half of this container I'm using. This is the larger container you find in the store. You can eyeball it, or if you have a measuring cup, and I'm using a half measuring cup here, but if you have a measuring cup, and if you prefer to use it that way, by all means, go ahead and do that. Okay, so what you're going to need next is a can of cream of mushroom soup. And for this, it's a little thick, so what you're going to need is a good spoon to scrape out the sides of the can, because it is, like I said, a little thick, and it can be a little time consuming to just wait it for it all to come out. So make sure you scrape it real good and get all the sides, and make sure you get every last bit you can out of there. Okay, so you're going to need a bag of Monterey Jack shredded cheese, and you're going to use the small 2-cup bag that you usually find hanging in your dairy department. Shadow? Really? You end up using the whole bag at some point, but for now you're going to use only half the bag, about a cup of shredded cheese in this mixture. So use your hand or just pour it out until you realize you have about half the bag left. And then you're also going to use French fried onions that you can find in your vegetable section. And this is the 6 ounce container. Shadow again! My goodness, he's hungry, kitty. Okay, so now that I got Shadow locked away in my office, what you're going to do, again, is you're going to use about half of this container in the mixture. You see that looks like a cornflake? They're actually kind of tasty, so I suggest tasting one. But this is what most of the fried onions look like, little twigs. So again, about half the container inside the mixture, whereas you'll be using the rest of it on top of the mixture while you're baking it. So very carefully mix up the mixture so that you don't get splattered or end up losing half of your stuff all over your counter, because that wouldn't taste too good. So once that's all mixed up, you want to grab your casserole dish, and here I'm going to use my 9-inch casserole dish. However, if you wanted to make it look more fuller and more, you know, more thicker, then you would want to use your 8-inch casserole dish. So I'm going to butter the bottom of the dish with my cooking spray, my butter flavored cooking spray. Even though this is as creamy as can be, there is a tendency it could stick to the bottom if you leave it in a few minutes too long. So this is just for extra adage. Yeah, make sure you spray it real good. Make extra adage that nothing really sticks. So just go ahead and dump everything into your casserole dish, and make sure you scrape the bowl really good to make sure you get all the little bits and pieces of vegetable and French fried onions and the mushroom soup that you can. I'm known as the scraper. I like to scrape my bowl till it's almost clean. And then with the back of your spoon, just spread it out evenly. Make sure you cover all crevices of the dish, every corner, every little spot. You just want it to be nice and even so it cooks evenly on all sides, inside and out. After you're done evening everything out, go ahead and add some pepper. Not too much, just to sprinkle a little bit on top. Makes it all worthwhile. Now this next part is totally optional, but since I like my toppings to be extra cheesy and crusty, I'm spreading a very, very thin layer of the shredded Monterey Jack on top. Again, totally optional, but again, I like mine a little bit more cheesier than most. So you're going to cover this up with some foil. You want to cover this for the first 20 minutes. It's going to be in the oven. You're going to cook it at 350 degrees for 20 minutes. Okay, so after the first 20 minutes, you want to take it out of the oven and be very careful because the dish is hot. You see all of the bubbling action going on. It's so pretty. So what you want to do after the first 20 minutes is, again, take it out and you're going to add the rest of your French fried onions right on top, the whole container, the rest of the container, and try to do it as evenly as possible. I know unless you want to use your hand to distribute evenly, you really don't want to touch any part of the dish. It is extremely hot. And then you want to add the rest of the Monterey Jack shredded cheese. And again, make it as distribute it as evenly as possible so that everything gets nice and melted. You could probably see up close when you're cooking this that as soon as you put the cheese on top, it starts to melt almost right away. So make sure, again, you make it as even as you can. If not a big deal. It still comes out nice and cheesy and crusty and yummy and so worth it. And you're going to put it in the oven uncovered for 5 more minutes. So this is what your ooey gooey goodness is going to look like. All the cheese melted nicely on top of the French fried onions. And the underneath with the vegetables and the cream of soup, cream of mushroom soup and the sour cream is just delightful. But be very careful when you take your first bite because it will be hot. Hope you enjoy!